Hi, I am Zero2Webmaster founder Dr. Kerry Kriger. I am going to show you how to create pages and posts in WordPress. Specifically, I am in the Zero2Webmaster SuperSite. This, if you get a Zero2Webmaster SuperSite plan, this is what you're going to see when you start out, because you're going to get an exact duplicate of the SuperSite. This is it. It's a pre-built, pre-configured WordPress website that can do tons of things for you. It makes blogging easy. It's got an online shop, donation system, a CRM. It's got forms so you can collect information from people. It's got email marketing, marketing automation, and the list goes on. But let's start out with what most people want to do when they first get a website. They want to personalize it a bit, so it has their colors, and so that it's got their logo, and they can put up a home page and start building some pages. That's what we're going to do. So right here we see, hey, it's got a SuperSite logo. Let's put our own logo in. Let's put our own name of site up here, and let's make the site look like our own. So let's build a site right now. I'm in Curacao in the Caribbean, so let's make a site called Curacao Getaway, an imaginary travel website with a goal of making people want to come to Curacao and attracting the attention of people who are looking up information about Curacao. So let's just go ahead and start out with, I don't want to see SuperSite up here, and I don't want to see the SuperSite logo. Where are we? What are we looking at? We're logged in right now, okay? This, when you get a SuperSite, you're just going to have some random URL like this. It's not completely random, but it's not yours. But once you're ready to take it live, you can rename it. We're going to have a site that would be called CuraçaoGetaway.com. So let's make that the site title. This bar up here is the admin view in WordPress, or it's a bar you're going to see when you're logged into the site to make some things easier. So let's click right here. If we click the name of the site, we can come to dashboard, or we can go straight to customize right there. Let's go ahead and click customize. So remember, this is the same site you're going to get if you get a Zero2Webmaster SuperSite plan. You're going to have a website pre-configured. You just need to personalize it, put in your info. So we clicked customize at the top, and now let's come right here, site identity. Click that. And here we can change out, this is the site icon, also known as a favicon. It's the thing showing up right here. So let's go ahead and change it. Let's change the image right there. So now we're into the media library. Every WordPress site has this. You upload your own images. Your site's going to come with just a few images. I did my best to not put any unwanted, unnecessary images in here, but these ones need to be here. You could get rid of them, but just leave them there probably and start adding your own. So what I've done, I have gone to Envato and gotten some stock images of Curacao, and I reduced them in size. So look, the biggest one is 191 kilobytes. I always want my images to be under about 250 kilobytes. Some people would even say that's big. So I'll make a separate video all about reducing image size, but here's the lesson. Never add images that you have not actually looked at the size of. You don't want any megabyte, 2 megabyte, 3 megabyte images. They're going to slow down your page. They're going to make your site heavy. So don't do that. Optimize your images. I make them, all these are at 1400 pixels wide. The long ones, if I know maybe it'll be completely full width, 1920 pixels. So they're all prepared, and I'm just going to go ahead and drag them all into the media library right now because they're ready to go. Notice they all have names that mean something. It's not just like IMG-2147, because Google doesn't know what that means, and neither do people out there searching. If someone's searching, they're going to search for Curacao Beach or the name of the beach or something. So all of these we can see if we click on one in the media library. We can see the file name shows up right there. So Google can tell things about that photo from the file name. And the title gets auto-populated from that file name. I'm usually just going to grab that and copy it and paste it into the alt text. Google looks at that. So do disabled people and readers that help for accessibility, maybe voice readers that read text for people who have trouble surfing the website. So I always put it in both areas, specifically for SEO, search engine optimization. I want people to be able to find my site. So every image that I put in is going to have that. So what I could do right here, since they all have decent file names that mean something, I can just go to each one and just, it doesn't take long. Usually I'm just uploading one image at a time. And again, why am I doing this? Because I want Google to send people to my site. So I need to tell Google what is going on this site. What are these images all about? All right, now you'll notice I have my logo at the top left. I prepared a logo. Where did I get all this stuff again? Envato I like for stock images. Now I was out taking pictures yesterday, but they weren't ready, so I just went to Envato, downloaded stock images, then I reduced them in size. For that logo image, I just created that in Canva. It was super easy. I typed in like logo, beach, vacation, and then I just changed out the text. All right, and I always write logo in the name of my logo because I can come here and search. This is another reason to have good file names that mean something, and SEO text, alt text, because I may want to search. Hey, wasn't there a beach called Kaz? Oh, there it is right there. And then I can insert that into my web page, or I can type in beach, and WordPress does a really good job finding the relevant photos. Okay, so what were we doing? We were putting a logo in. So there it is right there. Select that, and I don't need to crop it. Skip cropping. There it shows up right here. Now if I look, we can already see it up here. Okay, it differentiates. It used to look like that. So we have differentiated our page from other pages that our users may be looking at, making it easy for them to know what this tab is all about. Now I can click publish and it'll actually go live. And the next thing, site title and logo control. I think we already controlled our logo, but maybe not. That was just the site icon that goes up here. Now this logo is what's going to go right here. So let's just change logo and do what we did before. Now it suggests 200 by 80, but we're just going to go ahead and use this. But I'd like to follow the suggestions. If you're going to be creating your web page, then try to follow the suggested sizes. Okay, it may enforce it, I'm not sure. No, it's not. So I'm just going to go ahead and let me skip cropping, and it should, yeah, just skip cropping. So let's publish it, and it should show up right here. That'll go site-wide in our header. It'll be everywhere. Now let's come down to the site title and call it Curacao Getaway. That's the name of our site. If we had a tagline, I'm not sure where this, oh, we could make it show up here. So let's just make up a tagline. All right, your source for Curacao info. All right, and then if I wanted it, I could probably change this and click this. It'll show up right here. There it is. I don't like it there. Let's see what this looks like. Logo and title. All right, so we'd have to change the colors. That one's maybe better, but we don't need it. I just put the logo there. All right, so that's good. Publish. Now we've personalized our site a bit. What about the colors? These colors are just the SuperSite colors that came with, as I said, this is just a duplicate of the SuperSite. That's what you would get when you purchase a Zero2Webmaster website plan. All right, so let's get out of here. Let's click the X, or we can come back to customize actually just by going backwards. Colors and fonts. Now I have not chosen official site colors. Let's just do that slowly. This is the customizer. It's giving us a bunch of ways to customize our site. I'm usually not hanging out in the customizer much. I've already pre-customized a lot of the site as far as the layout of things go. But when I first create a site, then I come in here and do exactly what we're doing. First things first, let's personalize our site a bit. Colors and fonts. Let's go to colors. So here we have a global palette. This is controlled by Cadence, our theme. Every WordPress site has a theme. And the theme is called Cadence, Kadence, Kadence. And so Cadence gives us this cool color palette. I always try to pick 2 colors. Maybe you could have more, but I like just going with 2 main colors of my company, business, logo, website, whatever. So let's choose 2 colors here. We don't want orange. So maybe I'd already have it. Ideally, you already have a logo. You already know your official colors of your business, and you would put in the hex code here. Your graphic designer would know how to get the hex code, and then you just enter it in. But maybe you don't have that. Let's go right here, and we're going to choose 2 colors, and one is going to be a, let's see, dark. I'm not sure what I want here. I know I want one to be kind of aquamarine. But yeah, let's just go ahead and choose a dark blue. That one's fine. Let's call that number 1. And then the second one is going to be our sea color. All right, that looks good to me. Now watch what happens. Oh, we already saw it happen. Okay, it just automatically updated site-wide a lot of stuff. Maybe you could try going in the reverse order if you want the number 1, which they call the accent color, to be the turquoise. Let's see what happened to some of our links. See, all this changed. All these buttons and headlines automatically took on our site's colors. See if I can find a link in here somewhere. I may not even have a link there. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go for it. We can always change it later. And there's actually a second palette if you just want to look how everything just changed. So you can experiment, switch things up. Maybe, hey, it's Christmas time and you want to go for a Christmas vibe. You could change the whole look and feel of your website in, let's see how long this takes, about 15 seconds. Let's get a more Christmassy green. All right, and there's your Christmas colored website. All you would have to do is switch back when you're ready. Hey, it's the 26th. Let's go back to Curacao colors. Let's hit publish. And let's look at our live website now, because this, we're just in a back-end admin view. Let's get out of here. I'm just going to X out of here, and we'll see where that takes us, probably to the admin. And this is back to the home page. Okay, so what did we accomplish? We got our site icon. That'll show up here on all these pages. I can click this and look at how on all of our pages, our site icon showed up there. Okay, so ask your graphic designer, or you can do it to create a cool site icon. You know, I have this S here. You don't have a lot of space, and you want it to be kind of noticeable. So I wouldn't use your full logo right there. Let's see what else we have. We've got our site colors. Our 2 blue colors showed up around here. We can see right there, this gradient was set to just automatically take our colors from our first 2 colors of our color palette. All right, and then we have our logo showing up site-wide. All right, so we've personalized our site a bit. Ideally, we would have our URL, Curacao Getaway, which you just configure DNS settings. It's not too hard to do, but you do that when your site's ready to go live. And let's keep going. We were going to build a page. So here's what I did. I want to redo the home page. Okay, hey, look at this. Automatically, look what happened. We set the site title, and it just automatically showed up here because I set up the SuperSite to be as easy as possible for you. So I have some dynamic fields here. It's just called like a site title. I use Cadence again to do this. I said, welcome to the site title. So whatever you call your site, it's just going to preload it right here, right? Just to make your life a little bit easier. I've got some of those throughout the site, such as if we came to the shop. Look, I've never been in the shop page on this site, brand new site. I just created it. And look, ready to go with your colors. I mean, that's a cool looking shop. How long did it take you to build this shop? It didn't take you anything because I've already built it. All right, look, you just put in your products. I can show you how to do that. We could even click, we could even do it right now, but Anyway, this is a nice looking shop. You can change how it looks. It's WordPress. You can change everything that you want. You can change the header. You can change how the pages look. You can change all the layouts of everything. But you could just get going right away. Connect this to your Stripe payment processing account and put up your own product. Put in a photo. Put in your price, description of your product. Let's just check out what this looks like, because it took on all of our tropical colors. And then you start selling. Add to cart. Let's even just see what the cart looks like. Yeah, we could view the entire cart if we wanted to. Nice and tropical looking. Proceed to checkout. There's our logo showing up right there. We've got our tropical look and feel. Pretty easy. All right, let's go back. What were we going to do? We were going to go to our home page. So this should have a link right there. I need to fix that. I'm not sure what happened. How would I do that? Because notice how I got rid of the header here. I don't want people being distracted when they're about to pay money. I don't want them to have distractions, but I want them to be able to return to the home page. So let's just go ahead and fix that. Edit page right here. I'm going to hold down Command on a Mac, probably Control on a PC, so that I get another window. Whenever I'm editing, I want my live public view page over on the right, and I want the back end view, the admin view, on the left, and then I can switch between them to see what's going on. I edit here, and then I look at the real thing right over here. So this right here, interestingly, look, one of them, I probably need to clear my cache, because this is not updated on the back end. It's still showing the old logo, I believe. Let's see what's going on. Edit image. Yeah, this is dynamic. Let's just clear the cache. Look, we've got a CDN cache. Purge everything. The cache just makes a site run faster by showing images of what the site used to look like. And let me refresh this and see if it updates this. And it did not. So whatever, we don't even need it to be dynamic anymore, because we know what our image is going to be. Let's just click the X and select an image. It's going to be our logo right there. And now when I'm clicked on it, I can come down here to the link settings, and I can say, I want to link to the home page. Okay, so is it called home? It probably is. There it is. I just type in home since I don't know this long URL. Update. So what is all this on the right side? This is cadence blocks, okay? WordPress uses a block editor is what it's called to build all these things. They're called blocks that are in here. That's how we're building our page. And on the right side, we can see controls for whatever block is selected. Look how it's going to change when I select different blocks, okay? So we're in the image, advanced image block right here, and we've got 3 different settings for it: general, style, and advanced. It'll always look like that, and you just get to know where the controls are. Oh, there's the link settings. Now, how do I find this? Because sometimes you won't see it. It's controlled by this thing right here. If I get rid of that, now I can't see it. I can get different kind of controls by clicking these different things. So this one right here, it's called settings, shows me that. That's how I got there. Now we update, and I'm going to refresh this page, my checkout page. Now I've got that and the link. What's going on with the link? I know I put the link in, so maybe it had not finished updating. Oh, the link is there. It must be, it's just nothing is showing. I'm expecting this arrow to change so it looks like a link. All right, anyway, we've digressed. Let's go back to our homepage. That was our whole goal. But we did learn a little about adding links and what the backside of WordPress looks like. All right, let's redo this page. Now, if I wanted, I could just, the simplest thing to do is this. Let's start out simple. I've already got some text. I used Notion AI. Notion is excellent software. They have a little AI thing, and I just typed in, please write me a please write me SEO, search engine optimized text of a website all about Curacao travel, and it popped out some info. So I could just start with what I have right here and just replace the text and photos. That's the easiest thing to do. The reason on SuperSite that I've put all this here is so that you've got a page ready to go, and you can just start adding stuff to it, or you could get rid of any of the sections completely. You could delete everything on the page, start from scratch. We will do that in a second, but let's just start out easy and just put our stuff right here. Okay, so we can get rid of that, and we don't need the about page. We're on the home page. Let's click edit page. Again, I'm going to hold down command when I click this so that I get a new tab. I don't want to overwrite the page I'm on. I want to be able to see the back end and the front end. Admin view, public view. Here we are, and if I click here, it selects this row layout. What's a row layout? Right here we've got the list view, document overview. This is super important right here. If I click it, I can see what's on this page. Whoa, there's all these different row layouts. The row layout, it's like a big block, a section that contains sections actually. So let's just keep the name row layout. That's going to be like our basic building block. If this is made by Cadence, it's a block by Cadence. I use the Cadence blocks because they're excellent. They've got lots of controls. So I always just, when I want to add a new piece to a page, I pretty much always just start out with a row layout and I put the things in it. So right here we can see if I drop down, there's one section. The section goes all the way across, as opposed to right here, the next one down, there's two sections. Here's a section, here's a section. All right, so we have a row layout right here with one, hey, it's a column actually. It's not a, maybe they call it a column and the column has a section. So whatever it is, this one, it's one, it's just going all the way across, okay? It's already built, and we've got this here. There's our dynamic text, that's why we're on the back end. I get it, we see the old thing. If we wanted to get rid of it so that it's not confusing, we could just delete, okay, and type in right here, Curacao getaway, okay? And now right here, let's just add in some of our own text. So I have text already prepared, and welcome to Curacao, your ultimate Caribbean getaway. Okay, we'll just leave that out. I've already got my welcome. Discover the beauty and warmth. I'll just put that there, but let's go ahead and make it bigger. It's kind of like a sub headline. It's paragraph right here. That's like the smallest level pretty much of things. Our first title on any page, on any kind of website builder, should be an H1. That means Google and other search engines know this is important. It's a hierarchy. So let's make our next thing H2. Now Google knows this is important too. And if we want to make it bigger, we come over here to style, font size. We could just make that bigger, make it 28. Or I usually like to start out, use a size preset. Click this once and now we just have some presets. And that keeps things consistent, we'll say. So click large. And now I can put in my other text. Welcome to our travel website. And if I have a button, a call to action, I do like these things switched around. Really, I'd want that to be my main link color. So how do I do that without, I could go back to my color palette and switch the two colors in the customizer like we did, but for assuming I don't want to do that, I don't know what impact that would have site-wide. It's not a big deal. You could do it. It's no big deal. But right here, this, I'm clicked in here. I'm in my button. I come to style, and where are the colors coming from? They're just taking on default site colors. Let's go ahead and I'm going to say I want the color to be this one. Oh no, that's the color of the text. Okay, so it's white. You could just put it there and it shows up white. The background color, I'm going to say I want it to be like that. And now when I hover over it, I need it to change. So I'll click hover and make the background go dark blue. And now it works like this. Okay, I could even click in here. Yeah, what if I don't want that text to be white? I want it to look like that. On my hover, I need it to go the opposite. All right, you can do whatever you want with the buttons, just showing you an example. Now, one more thing. Let's go ahead and click update and see where we're at. We changed out the text, and we can see when it finishes updating, then it'll pop up a little notice right here. Meanwhile, our next step is going to be changing out this image right here. So it's updated. Let me refresh the public view, and there's our info. And let's click in here. We've got a background image. All right, I come to style and I can see it, background image. So let's change that out. Let's use our own image. And I have some of these that are 1920 pixels wide. That's how long I like, how wide I like images that are full width. So, hey, which of these is 1920? I can just type in 1920 because I prepared myself for this moment in time by putting that in the file name, 1920. It helps me know how wide things are. I can also see it right here, but by having it in the file name, I can actually search for it. Then anytime I want a full width image, it's easy to find my options. So this one's selected, I hit select, it puts it in there, and I update my page. And it unfortunately takes like, I don't know, 6 or 7 seconds sometimes to update because it's got to go into the database. Not a big deal. So there it is. And now we've got our own Curacao looking website. This is a live website. We could share this link. Anyone can see this. All right. Now, what next? We've got some more text. Let's do things a different way. Let's do one more of these. Let's just go down here and put in, we're just going to replace text. So I've got one more paragraph, unforgettable beaches and beyond. Click in there. Say I don't like this color. Or let's change colors in a second. Let's go ahead and grab our text out of here. And we'll hit update. We'll see what was there. All right, there was nothing. All right, let's go ahead and change the colors here and we'll see what's going on. Style. Now, it was set to one of our default colors, the black. Okay, let's say that I want one of our main site colors. Let's keep it a bit, and let's make it a bit more interesting. I personally like gradients. They can be overwhelming sometimes, but there's our gradient. We chose 2 colors. Okay, I clicked the gradient instead of solid. I could put a slider or a video. I don't do those personally, but gradient. I've got 2 different colors. I can move it around. You can see the angle is 135 degrees. I usually like it more like 180. If I wanted it radially coming out from the middle, I can do that. There's more controls here, but let's make it linear. Put it at 180 degrees, and there, just like a beach, it's getting darker at the bottom. And let's change out this image right here. So I can click replace right there. I've got a couple options here. I don't even need to use the ones in my media library, but let's just go ahead. That one's 1400 pixels. Let's actually put this one in here. All right, there's that. This is a little bit hard to see. Let's go ahead and make it white. All right, style, there's the color. And all that looks good. As I said, there's different ways to put images in here. And one of them, I'll show you images later. Let's just see what's going on. I like some kind of beveled edges on my images. So let's go to style and come to the border radius. Here, if I want different images, like the top left, I can curve that out just by itself, but I usually like them all to be the same, so I can link them, so that all 4 sides are the same. So lately, these days, I've been putting 12 there. It just gives a little bit of curvature. I could put a drop shadow, make it stand out a bit. See, it just kind of popped a bit. I like that. I don't even have to touch anything else, really, because I think it did its job. But if I wanted to, I could say, hey, make it black, or I could say make it blue, Let's make it black like a shadow. Give it a little offset to the right, offset down, and make the blur a little bit less. So it's probably, let's see, a little too much. I mean, it was fine how it was. Let's make it a little bit more subtle like that. Update the page. And now we have our first two sections. While this is updating, let's take a look at this. This is an H3 currently. Now really, I like my main, remember the title of the page should be H1. The next in the hierarchy should be H2. So let's make this H2. And Google knows this is more important than whatever H3 is. Maybe we have subsections in here, and then those subsections would be our H3s. All right, let's update this. There it is. All right, it's starting to look pretty tropical to me. Okay, now this is a little bit close right here. How can we get a little bit more space right there? Come to here, and in advanced, we can see it's got a margin of -20. So it says on the top of this thing, let's make it -20 pixels, meaning it's actually going to take it upwards. If it were 20, it would be pushing it. It would create a margin on top of 20 and take it the other way. It doesn't need any margin. All right, that should be 0. And I will fix that in the SuperSite so future users like you hopefully will not have to deal with that. And once it's done, I always go back and check it. And there it is. That looks good to me. All right, if you wanted to change out that text or get rid of the italics, then you have all those controls right here. You can get rid of italics or highlight, replace italics. You can change the style. Maybe you want it bigger. I'd put that as medium. Line height, I've been putting this in M's, not pixels, M's, and then about 1.2. Maybe that's where it was, yeah. 1.3, 1.2, yeah, call it 1.3. Okay, update. All right, we're learning how to make pages. Let's say that we're done for the day. We want to take our site live. It's got enough, just enough to have a cool looking, you know, we can tell people go to CuraçaoGetaway.com and there's our stuff there. Maybe it just has one call to action or something, or, you know, coming soon, and it's better than nothing. And we don't need all of this kind of nonsensical stuff. We can add it in later, okay? But we could just go through these, pick out the ones we want. I'll just show you how to get rid of the ones we don't want. Say, yeah, I can't think of anything I would do with this section right here. Let's go back to our list view. If you want to get rid of it and see more, you just X out of there. Remember, it's right here for the list view. And say, yeah, I don't need that one at all. I could click on it here, and I could click Command or Control Option Z. That's our shortcut to delete. Or I can see it right here. I've got this row layout selected. It's not this one, it's this one. And I could click the 3 dots and come down here to delete. Control Option Z is the shortcut it's telling us. Get rid of it completely. All right. What if I don't want this right here? I could get rid of it. Click there. Use my fingers to do a shortcut. Control Option Z. And say I do want this one. I would just change out my text. And hi, info coming soon, etc. Okay, but let's get rid of everything here, because I'll show you a way we can add these things back as we want them, or I've got all kinds of templates. All these things are saved, so I could just delete them all. And now update. And that's the whole home page right there. All right, it's all ours minus these menus, which we can deal with as well. So that's the simplest way to get a page going on a Zero2Webmaster SuperSite, or in general on WordPress with Gutenberg. How would you add? Let's say we want one more thing. I've got a little bit of time to add some things here. Let's come down here and click the three dots and say add after. There's a keyboard shortcut if you want to just do that, but three dots, add after, and now it says type to choose a block. So we could just type, and it's giving us some options, or we could just start typing a word, gal, and we could add in a image gallery, okay? And select images. Which images do we want? Now this is a good time to say, hey, I only want images of that beach that was called Kaz something. Okay, so I want that. And here's how hard it is to make a gallery. I could reorder them if I wanted. Let's put that one first. Looks like that one's duplicate, so let's get rid of that one. That's a duplicate. Let's get rid of it. I think one was 1400 pixels, one was 1920. There's our gallery. It's not too well laid out. One thing I noticed, it's not full width right here, so when I click on it, well, it's not in a row layout. Okay, first off, I wouldn't ever just go down and add a block like that anyway. Let's make this a little bit better. Let's add something before. Remember what I said? Here's paragraph. If I'm going to click slash, I'm going to get myself a row layout. Because remember I said that's our building block right there. Everything goes in the row layout. Let's make it one column. And now here it is. Now let's just slide. There's our section. All right, let's slide this thing into that section. And now it's inside of the row layout. And I've got a lot more control on my row layouts. This thing's full width. Say that I want a black background. I could come over here to style, background color, black background, and say that I want it to say visit Kaz Beach. I don't remember exactly what it was called, but then I click before, and now it's paragraph. I could start typing, but let's click our row and click text, okay? And it'll show us our options. I like this advanced text block. These blue ones with ADV, advanced, are from Cadence, and they're more powerful blocks that have a lot more control. I can't see my text because it's black on black. Let's make it this color, and now I can say visit Kaz Beach. Let's center it right here, and let's make it large. I can make it extra large if I want. We could make it bold, and let's make it an H2 so that Google knows what's going on and that it's important. And we can see, let's see, these are the 1920. We could fix up our gallery. There's all kinds of controls in here. Hey, just like that. And you can do all kinds of things. You always just come into here and check out all of your different options. But for now, let's take a look at it. And we could right here. Also, here's another thing. We were talking about personalizing our site. This right here is our SEO plugin, Rank Math, excellent plugin. Let's click it, and let's click this right here, right? This is how it's going to look on Google. We don't want it to say SuperSite. We want it to say Curacao Getaway, your beach vacation, friendly guide, or whatever you think. We've got 60 letters to work with. We want it to look good. We want it to be keywords that people are searching for. And I'll say Curacao is Curacao Getaway. Usually this just comes from my first paragraph of the page. Should be important. Curacao Getaway is your one-stop shop for all things Curacao. Enjoy beach photos and all kinds of info on nature and hiking in Curacao. I could put the word Caribbean there, whatever. This is what people are going to see on Google. That looks a lot better, and Rank Math will tell me how well I've done with my search engine optimizations if I tell it what keyword I want. And it's saying, hey, 73 out of 100. It'll even give you some tips on how to improve it. Okay, use your keyword more, put internal links to other pages on the site, etc. Good enough. update it. And now this is actually going to show up instead of SuperSite here at the top. Now it's going to say Curacao Getaway when I refresh this page. Or it should. There it is. So now it's looking good. There we go. So now we've got a cool homepage. I'm going to call it good right there. There's so much more to learn. I look forward to teaching you all about how to use WordPress, how to use the Zero2Webmaster SuperSite. I am Zero2Webmaster founder, Dr. Kerry Kriger. Go visit Zero2Webmaster.com. You can see the SuperSite link there. If you want an amazingly powerful and easy to use website with personal support from me so that you actually know what's going on and your website becomes something awesome that attracts your fans, followers, supporters, donors, clients, customers to you where they can send you their money and connect with you, then get yourself a Zero2Webmaster SuperSite. Thanks for watching.